Hi, it's Paul from Hench Herbivore with my friends Suzi and Theo.
Hi!
Today we're going to talk about transitioning to a vegan diet. Okay, so tell me what you've been doing with your diet up until now.
Well, we've been trying to avoid dairy products.
Yeah.
So we haven't done milk very much. We've switched to
Nice.
oat milk. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Good,
oat
good.
milk. And
Lovely.
we've been cutting down on meat.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you've been a vegetarian
yeah,
for
I've
quite
been-
some time, haven't you?
yeah.
How long have you been a vegetarian?
I think 2 years.
No,
Wow.
longer, since you were about 6.
Yeah, so about 4 years.
4 years. And why did you stop eating meat?
Well, at first I just didn't like them killing the animals.
Oh,
But then further on in my life, I realised that the way they're kept in captivity
yeah.
is just wrong.
Yeah.
The
I agree.
because, yeah, it's just wrong.
Yeah, we wouldn't do that to a pet, would we, that we
No,
love?
no.
And they're all similar, they've all got similar feelings and...
Yeah, they're like us, just different species.
Yeah, Theo, I like that, respect.
Respect.
Boom! So you're not eating meat for 4 years?
Yeah.
And so you've been eating cheese, but now you're trying to cut your dairy.
Yeah, we've been cutting.
Yeah.
Well, I've only just joined you
Yeah.
on not eating meat, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I think Theo was now thinking about transitioning and just making that step. But we just need a bit more information, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
There were lots of people that sort of said, oh, your child's going to become vegetarian, he won't grow
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah, of course.
But as you can see,
Yeah.
Theo's fine.
You look pretty well to me, young man.
Pretty healthy, aren't you?
You look really well.
So, yeah, we're looking for that next step, really.
Yeah, the next.
Yeah, nice. So the good thing I can tell you, I mean, I've obviously been researching into this a lot, and it seems that our physiology, our anatomy, our biochemistry, you know, the way we think and feel, you know, we don't like to harm animals, do we? It makes us feel sad.
No.
A lion would not think twice about ripping a gazelle's head
No.
off, and it wouldn't feel, do you know what I mean? Everything about it says that we are, I'm sure that we're herbivores.
Yeah.
I have bet my life on it, obviously that's the way I'm
Yes.
eating now. And with my clients, all the ones that have gone vegan are all reversing diseases, and they're, you know, all my clients are doing well in the gym, but health-wise,
Yeah,
the
sure.
vegans
Yeah.
are really thriving.
Yeah.
So, you know, most nutrition, plants have just got exponentially more nutrition than animal products. Animal products have a good whack of calcium, sometimes a good whack of zinc, a good whack of protein, but there are 100,000 nutrients probably yet to be discovered from, you know, and all from plants,
Yeah.
phytonutrients they're called. So as long as you're eating mostly whole foods, you'll be laughing. You really will be laughing. But you wanted to talk about some sort of cheese alternatives, didn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
some alternatives.
Cheese
So
alternatives.
dairy's a big issue. Theo's a
Yeah.
huge egg lover. He loves
Yeah.
his omelettes.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
a huge cheese lover, aren't you?
I love
And
cheese.
these are the things that are stopping him sort of
Yeah.
finding the right
Yeah.
Yeah.
alternative for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Because we've tried some and they're not to your tastes.
No.
No. They're not the same, are they? They're just a bit different, and you know, like we were saying before we whacked the camera on, you just get used to what society tells you is normal. So we eat these blocks of congealed bovine mammary secretions. If you really think about that, that's disgusting. I mean, you wouldn't go up to a cow and suckle on it. That would just be weird. So, you know, so cheese is a bit weird really if you think about it, but we're used to the taste. What I recommend is have a couple of weeks, just eat whole foods for 2 weeks, so you reset your taste buds, and then when you have some vegan cheeses, they won't seem so weird to you. And that I've had a couple of clients who've done this, and they said, "Oh, this is now my cheese. You know, it's just as nice as he remembers, like
Yeah.
the dairy cheese."
Yeah.
So for me, I don't really eat that stuff, but I do use nutritional yeast. Have you heard of that?
No.
No.
So that's yeast flakes, like an inactive yeast.
Okay.
And it's got a real cheesy, nutty flavour. And most vegans go crazy for it. They call it nooch, it's nutritional yeast. So it's like these little flakes, and you sprinkle it on your food, and it can just melt a little bit into the food. And yeah, that's really nice. And that's actually high in B vitamins. It's got some B12 in there, which is one thing you need to make sure you supplement B12
Yeah.
on a vegan diet. Funnily enough, the only person I've ever known to be B12 deficient was actually an omnivore. So go figure. But yeah, B12, vitamin D probably in the winter you need to supplement. Might be worth supplementing a DHA tablet as well, which is a long-chain omega-3.
Yeah. Would you recommend those supplements for children as well? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the same
obviously
for
a
children
smaller
as it would
dose.
be
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
adults. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is the thing, that there's a lot of, there's sort of a bit of a strange environment around where people just find, oh, you mustn't do that to your child. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
how could you do that to your
It's been
child?
so lied to for so long. If you tell a lie enough times, it becomes the truth. And certainly, up until recently, the monetary elite, so the meat and dairy industries, big pharma, you know, they were in control of all media, radio, TV. So they tell us their lies because they just want our money and they don't care if we're sick and like dying of heart diseases and etc. But now obviously, you know, we've got the advent of social media,
Sure.
the truth's coming out, you know, there's
And the more
doctors
you
arresting all
research-
sorts of diseases.
Yeah, the more
Yeah.
you research, the more you find the best diet is a vegan
Yeah.
diet. And you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
get
yeah.
everything from plant-based
Yeah,
food.
you
so.
really can. You're just not getting it second hand, you know. And when you eat an animal product, you know, you're getting some of the plant nutrients, which would have been better from the plant, but you're also getting cholesterol, saturated fat, acidifying amino acids, you know, all the hormones that they pump in, and the natural hormones. Cows have 80 hormones that we don't have. Normally, if we have too much of a hormone, our body will cut down producing that to balance it out for homeostasis. It can't do that with bovine like hormones. So, and they're saying more and more these things are leading to type 1 diabetes in children by drinking milk. All sorts of autoimmune, because we're not designed for that. Our body doesn't expect
Sure.
animal proteins and things. So anyway, cheeses. Like I say, I don't eat a lot of them, but I did ask on Facebook before I came out
saw.
today. So we'll have a little read.
Okay,
read.
so-
I'll probably pause the thing here, but let's have a little look. I should have got this ready, really. Right, so all my lovely friends on social media, they were telling me diet cheese, but they don't think that's in the UK. But second is Violife, which I've heard a lot of people rating Violife.
BioLife.
There's a company called Shees that do a mozzarella, or Follow Your Heart mozzarella.
Ooh.
We'll write all these down before you go. Bio cheese, cheddar flavour. That's from Joey Carbstrong. He's in Australia, so whether we can get that here. Violife creamy. I've heard of this one before, Wilmer's Burger, which is a German brand.
Okay.
Whether you can get it online, I know they sell it in VX if you're ever in London in King's Cross.
Yeah.
I could have got you some yesterday if I'd have known.
Oh, bless
All
you.
about that. Vigusto in Wilmer's Burger. Daya, Vigusto, Violife. Violife seems to be about the most popular one. Tofuti cream cheese. And someone said Tesco's
Tofu
own
cream cheese, does it say?
Tofuti.
Tofuti.
Field roast chow coconut herb. Chow cheese. Again, I don't know. Where's he going? Is that me? Get back into the shop. Chow cheese I've heard of. I don't know if that's just in America though, but we'll have a little Google before
Yeah,
you go.
definitely.
And, Tesco's own brand dairy-free spread is pretty good. Violife.
Which one's that one?
Violife. Tesco's own spreadable. Vigusto.
I think the thing is with Theo, and with a lot of children as well, is that because I've been conditioned by my
Yeah.
parents, then he's been conditioned by me. Even
Yeah.
though I supported him when he wanted to change and become a vegetarian, that there's still certain meals and certain foods
Yeah.
that are given out even in schools and things,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
almost like without it, he's missing
Yeah.
that thing. You know?
Yeah, it's all set
Um,
up like.
So
to make it
it's
hard, isn't it?
difficult for children because we want him to have the same meal plans as everyone else, and
Yeah.
as well I would miss certain meal plans.
Yeah.
But I guess it is a case of, like you said, try a couple of months just
Yeah.
on whole foods, and
Yeah.
then your sort of taste buds will.
They really
Yeah.
do. I really look forward to just a plate of vegetables. I love the taste of all the. I don't like sprouts, but I never did. But every other.
Like sprouts.
Do you like sprouts, Theo?
No, not
Yeah.
really.
But every other fruit and veg, I really enjoy now because my taste buds are not saturated with sugar, salt, oils. I just have fruits, veg, grains, nuts, seeds, real food. And now
Yeah.
I've reset my taste buds and it all tastes amazing. But yeah, I've at least tried it a couple of weeks like that, and then try a couple of these different cheeses, and I bet you'll then enjoy them. I bet you will.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to go for it?
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Nice.
Respect.
Boom.